Are you going through one of those heartbreaks that feels like the end of the world? Figuring out how to pull yourself through the pain after a breakup can feel overwhelming. I get it, breakups hurt, and picking yourself back up after one can feel like an even bigger mountain to climb. But here's the thing, the process doesn't have to be rushed. If you're not ready to get back out there right away, that's perfectly okay. In today's video, I'm here to share my own approach to moving on in the healthiest way possible. Because healing the right way isn't just about moving on from someone, it's about moving toward a better version of yourself. So let's get into it. We live in a world that constantly tells us to bounce back as soon as possible. But here's the truth. There is no timeline for healing, and you're definitely not on a deadline. So, what's the right approach? To me, the first step is 3 simple words. Let it sink. Give yourself permission to sit with the sadness and really feel it. Acknowledge that things have changed, and take time to understand what you're actually grieving. Are you mourning the person or the relationship and what it represented for you? Pinpointing where your pain is coming from, anger, hurt, guilt, can help you get to the root of what's holding you back. I had days where getting out of bed felt impossible. Even the most basic tasks felt like a struggle, and all I wanted was to sit with my emotions. And that's exactly what I needed. Taking this time to reflect, instead of burying the feelings, is healthy. It's what starts you on the real path to healing. Everyone's different, but here's a staggering stat. 75% of people feel pressured to move on from a breakup within 3 months. We're conditioned to think we should just get over it and get back to life, but forcing yourself to move on too quickly can backfire. Let me be clear. I'm not saying to wallow forever, but rather to give yourself time to process what you've lost. That way, when you're ready to move forward, you'll be doing it from a place of acceptance, not denial. Now that you've let it sink in, what's next? This is where a lot of people get tripped up. The first instinct might be to jump into things, like hitting the gym, working overtime, or even dating new people, just to fill the void. And while those things can help eventually, if they're just being used as distractions, they're not going to help you heal. Take hitting the gym, for example. If you're using it to avoid feeling the emotions you're dealing with, it might give you a short-term boost, but it won't solve the underlying issue. The same goes for drowning yourself in work or dating to move on. These can all backfire if you haven't taken the time to heal from within. You might reach a point of newfound productivity, but without inner healing, that progress is often temporary. When I tried going straight into physical changes without dealing with my emotions, I found myself back in the same emotional rut because I hadn't addressed what was really going on. So, instead of rushing into physical self-improvement, prioritize validating and processing your feelings. Trust me, you don't need to rush into productivity right away. Let your emotional health take priority first. Once you've put in the inner work and started healing emotionally, the next step is to focus on building this new version of yourself. This is a chance to start fresh, and honestly, it can be the most powerful part of the process. If you were with someone for a long time, you probably built a future in your mind that included them. It's normal to feel a little lost as you're breaking away from that. Maybe you were saving for a big house, planning vacations together, or imagining shared milestones. But now it's time to adjust those goals and create a vision for yourself that doesn't depend on another person. That's the beauty of starting over. You get to redefine what you want for yourself. Maybe now, instead of that big house, you can find a space that's just yours, like a condo that reflects who you are today. Use your savings to take a solo trip or, even better, to travel with friends and build new memories. Take control of your time and do things that make you happy without relying on anyone else to validate it. I remember feeling heartbroken over all the plans I'd made with my ex, and it hurt to let go of them. But I also realized I had the power to create new plans that were all about me. I took a hiking trip with friends, and it felt like my world had opened up again. Sometimes all you need is a change of scenery to see life differently. I'm not saying you won't still feel the loss. That feeling will come and go. But when you've taken charge of your own happiness, those emotions lose their hold over you. They no longer have the power to drag you back down. Here's the takeaway. If your breakup truly broke you, healing will take time. It won't be easy, but I can promise it's possible. I've been through it, and with the right mindset, you can pull yourself through too. Every breakup is different, And each person's journey to healing is unique. But we all face similar struggles when it comes to accepting where we are and adapting to a new reality. The key is to stop thinking about the other person and start thinking about yourself. So, this video was my take on the challenges I faced post-breakup and the steps I took to overcome them. I'd love to hear about what challenges you're facing and what you're doing to overcome them. We all have different stories, and by sharing yours, you might just give someone else the hope they need. If this video resonated with you, drop a thumbs up. And for more content like this, hit that bell icon and subscribe to the channel. We're all in this together.